I mean, we talked about the masculine side last time.
About the what you said?
The masculine side last time. If we wanted to talk about the more feminine poetic side this time, those are pretty good.
Yeah, I like that too. Then personal and raw prompts that could just start it. One is, what if we're not broken, just tired of pretending? My body keeps secrets my mind forgot. I thought I was protecting her. Turns out I was hiding from her. It's kind of random, but... And then the last three, how do you know if you're healing or just coping better? Do you train your body the way you train your mind? Ooh, I like that one.
That's a good one.
That one's good. We like the oof. That's a good sign. What happens when the armor comes off? I like, do you train your body the way you train your mind?
Yeah.
I feel like that's cool. It's more on the warrior side maybe, but it's like resilience and all that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up?
I told you that shot's a hit.
So it's funny. Is this the cream or the yellow? Okay, so white.
This is a yellow one?
We did an accidental one where it's yellow.
That's cool.
And it also looks really good. Yeah, but there's only one of them because it was a mistake.
Like one shot?
Yeah, when we went in to get a sample, he was like, "Oh, like it was yellow," and until I was like, "No, it's supposed to be like a white cream color, so it pops on the green better." But the yellow also really worked. Like 3 people have asked to buy it, the yellow one, when I don't have it.
I mean, it's cool even right now, like yellow and green works.
Yeah, so we want to I want to mess with this like better, more like the color combos of just Conquer, nothing on the back, and also colorblind. So
the material is nice too.
Using a lot of friends' feedback on the color, like, oh, that looks really good. I'm like, okay, cool, green, right?
How you doing?
Not good.
Not good?
No, dude.
What is shareable on a podcast? Talk to me.
Are we recording? Okay, cool. What do I share on the recording? Yeah, I'm stressed, dude. We're at that pivotal moment of like every business gets that make or break. It's usually around the third quarter. So I would say like not the halfway point, but slightly after, because you have like momentum and like all the energy to like conquer the world, like in the first half. Yeah. And then it settles in. We're kind of like, man, we're 3 months away from a year. What did we accomplish in a year? Crazy. Like we signed the lease July 1st. We didn't move into August 1st. We didn't start the business up and running until October 1st, technically. Right. So from a financial standpoint, October 1st is the year mark. For us, and we're ahead of schedule, like on all our projections. However, this was such a gigantic risk, and I just really shot really high from where we were. That being ahead is still not enough. Like we're ahead of our projected numbers, but we're still not at break even. Like we're getting closer and closer to being in the black in the first year, which is great because most people aren't in the 3 to 5 years of running a business. Usually you're struggling for a while. The issue with our situation is there needs to be another like better word for bootstrapping, because we're even like lower than that. Like I'm not bootstrapping this. I'm literally making it happen on the fucking fly. Like there's bootstrapping, but I don't know. I feel like we're doing something even harder than that because there's just no one behind us or backing us financially. Right. There's no loans from banks. We got nothing but just work. That's it. All we got is work. Like the work that everyone does here is the only thing that's getting it by. And it's going really well by all considered metrics. Yeah. It's just so big. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, I think I have to start working 7 days a week again, which is really challenging for me.
You got a family. It's a lot.
I have a family, and we've been talking about it where, we talk with Ryan about it. He's filming this for us. He's worked on other content with us. I mean, just content creation is seriously like a Saturday job or Sunday job, because I don't have time to shoot and film stuff typically during the week. Today I've had no time. I have 1 hour in 12 hours. That's it, open today. So on like Saturday or Sunday, I was telling Jess, I'm like, hey, I think I have to go work for like 2 hours on a Saturday or Sunday and just shoot content. Like just for the gym, for me. We've posted one thing in 3 weeks on social media, and I made it on like Canva.
It's that I'm still alive post.
Like, we did like a really cool apparel thing, and luckily like some people are collabing. So like Arisha's been cool, and some of the trainers have been cool, and some of our friends. But we need to be consistently posting like once a day, and it's hard when. It's hard when there's no budget to do it. Like, it's really challenging to ask people to be like, hey, can you just help me do this?
Yeah.
And, like, I'll pay you when I can pay you. It works a little bit, and then you realize that it takes a year to get this going.
Yeah.
And most people, they don't last that long because it's hard out here in LA, California. And I get it. It's a challenge to even ask someone, hey, can you help me do this thing for free? Because I know how hard it is because I live here too. So yeah, we're just balancing all these different plates and they're all spinning. And it's been, I've not been this stressed out in years. I'm so good at controlling stress and it is not working. This literally, I have missed so many clients that I almost got fired yesterday.
Wow.
I just didn't show up to a client I totally forgot about. I just totally forgot.
Yeah.
And when I saw her, she was so mad. Like 2 days later, I was like, I got nothing for you. Like, I'm going to give you a free session. I'm going to roll this session over to the next month. I don't even have an excuse. I just fucking am so spaced out that I didn't think about it.
How do, So I feel like this is sort of like what you're dealing with. Other than fixing the problem, how would you say it would be the most helpful for you to either, I don't know if the solution is to change the mindset or if something needs to happen or I think
it's two things. One, I think...
Because the problem is obvious, right? It's more like how do you...
Right. How do you cope with it? Because I can't fix it yet.
Right.
Yeah, so like how do I cope with it is one... I feel like I say this every podcast, but it's the thing that works for me the best. It's just reframing my mindset, reframing my mindset. Because even in that statement, I said, hey, we're also ahead of schedule. If I don't say that to myself, then it's just doom and gloom. Like, no, we're already doing really well. Like, we're doing great. It's just not enough yet, but we're still doing great. You know, like we're all good. Two, I think what I have to do, I haven't had time this week because it's that weird like holiday week and everyone's just all over the place. I need to write it all down. I need to like see all the things that I really need to do. Like, what does it look like to have a content block on a weekend? Like, what does it look like? How would I structure it? What do I need to do for the gym? Do I need to switch some things around? Do I need to find money? Do I need to apply for a loan? Like, what do I need to do? And then just let's see it. Content? We need a lot.
I was going to say, just because I feel like we're already deep
we're already doing it.
Welcome back to the Warrior Boy podcast.
Josh.
Cash. But to pick up right where we left it, I read something about this once, that like there's actual science behind like when you have a pile of shit, quite literally, of like so many things that are so overwhelming, it's like this snowball that's massive. To actually write it down, it uses like parts of your neurons where it's almost like a bowl of spaghetti. And it's all this like big clump, but like when you write it down, what it does, it's like laying out the spaghetti.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden it becomes a lot clearer and a lot more like achievable, as opposed to like, oh my God, this ginormous thing that like I don't even know where to start. You know what I mean?
I learned it from a mentor a long time ago. It was with writing actually. When I was writing more, it was a writing mentor, and I was trying to write a book, and he taught me that technique that translated so well to business or anything really, probably. Hey, just like, I know you're stressed, go and write it out. Like, what is it? Plot? Is it character? Is it background? What? Just write everything that you're dealing with, and then you'll see little connections that solve some of your problems just by looking at it on paper.
Totally. One of my favorite quotes, I don't know who said that, but it was, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And I feel like the best way sometimes to get that clarity is, to write it down. Because sometimes even the mind gets foggy because there's just too much. You got to like lay it out and that's it.
I'm going to have to do that and just look at what we need to do, because I think we're going to restructure a ton of stuff in this building. And And then, the content creation part is where we need to hit it hard because we have people like Ryan, we have people like Jessica who can do these things. It's just saying what they're going to be. Yeah. I watched a cool video on Instagram yesterday. It was a gym owner walking through an empty gym that he owned. And there was a girl, and he's like, what are we doing today? She was like, filming content. And he's like, how do we do it? And she was like, 2-hour block. We have the final idea in our head of what we want, and so we check it off. We need carousel shots for these 3 carousel posts. We need 2 reels. One is a voiceover, and one is an actual tip video. We have the checklist. We shoot the shots. We check it off, and then that's how that 2 hours goes. I'm like, oh man, that sounds great. Because a lot of times, Ryan has tried to do content with me where he'll be like, all right, what are we gonna shoot? And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't really watch content. I'm not a big content watcher. So he shot me working out, but I had no visual in my head of the end result of what that was going to look like. Yeah. And it's not his job to do that. It's my job to be like, hey, here's an idea. Do you like this idea? And then we collab, right? It's a collaborative effort. But we didn't do that. And it's a really me thing because I just don't consume social media. I'm not a TikTok, Instagram guy. Unless you send me something, I'll watch it. But I don't go on there to scroll. I don't go on there to look at stuff. Yeah, it's probably better. Other than for business, it's killing me because
you got to be on top of the trends and all that.
And my competitors are doing very well.
Yeah, and there's a science to it, which songs are currently trending that will give you a lot of views, what challenge, all that stuff.
I would not go with the crowd and do the trend stuff. I would say more so focus on putting your brand out there and being authentic.
You want to see me dance?
Huh?
You don't want to see me dance?
I say do it. You can do it.
I'm just kidding. No one wants to see me dance, bro. That is not the winning formula.
Right now, let's go. Show the people.
Shake those cake chains.
That is so funny.
How are you? Sorry, let's get into it a little. What's going on?
How am I? I feel like I'm dissociating a little bit, to be quite
fair.
That definitely doesn't help, but no, I think for different reasons, but just like you, just feeling very overwhelmed with just the amount of things that are on the way to the top of that mountain that I'm climbing right now. I'm just, I think, trying to find ways to regulate. To be quite honest, I feel like I'm just giving a lot of energy in my life right now, whether it is to people or to the tasks that I have in front of me. And it's what I was telling you about earlier. I just feel like very often as a result at the end of my day, I feel like I've put my finger in the socket. I feel like I'm buzzing kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that's, I guess to some people, that's what fight or flight is, right? And so finding ways to regulate and to sort of just remember hey, I need to check in with myself so that I can remind myself that I'm okay.
Right.
I had a meditation practice, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that, but 3 days ago where I just did 20 minutes, I think, of meditation. And by 15 minutes in, it's that thing, where it hits you, but you don't realize that you were at that point until you get to that point kind of thing. And then at 15 minutes in, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm not feeling that buzzing. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling okay, it's pleasant to breathe. It's not just a thing I got to do to get to the next thing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I was like, well, fuck. If only I was doing this every single day.
Is all it took.
And that's wild. But so
meditation's always been hard for me, man. I've tried a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And it is a struggle.
But I think that's part of the challenge because I can fully relate to that more and more. Days go by now where I'm pretty convinced I got ADHD. Literally, I'll be sitting and then I'm tapping something, and then I get called out on it, and then I'm like, oh, sorry. 2 seconds later, I'm constantly distracted
fidgeting
and
around,
and to go back to your point, the meditation thing is not something that comes naturally to me either. I fully have to go sit down. And it's such a weird concept because it's not hard to sit down, but it's so hard to sit down and do nothing. Yeah. You give me that little rectangle thing we carry around with us. Yeah, I can do 2 hours, no problem.
Right.
But you tell me 20 minutes, you're doing nothing. You're not even just closing your eyes because that means you're alone with yourself. Mm-hmm. And that thought is always so humbling to me of going, what's hard is to sit down with myself when it should be so easy. And I think even as I'm saying it to you, I'm I'm putting already pressure on myself on the goal of it should be easy.
Right.
You are where you are. It's fine.
Yeah. Totally.
But
Do you listen to something or just
sometimes
like the apps? There's so many apps.
I used to do Calm, like the app, a lot, and that helped, like just the prompts, just to kind of like remind you to be present, like the bell will ring or whatever it is. And I always recommend for people to use that if it's helpful. But it's like I'm always aware that ultimately the goal is kind of to be able to be on my own with myself, because like sometimes I'll also listen to like some music that I enjoy or like the sound of nature that I enjoy, but I still think that like that's a little bit like cheating. It's like, it's great to work out with music that you like, that makes it easy, because all of a sudden you're in your own like Rocky montage music video kind of thing. But how many workouts can you get through with no music?
Zero.
That's like that David Goggins shit, but like
not one, not any.
So sometimes I'll do that on purpose just to kind of like remind myself, hey, I don't need the external stimulus.
You're a
like
tougher man than I am.
It's hard,
If I forget
man.
my headphones, I go get them.
Yeah.
I'll just come back.
But I think it kind of like all that to give us an aim for today. Is it what?
Is that really cheating though?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
For me, it's an advantage. I take advantage. But yeah, so for the app thing, I bought Headspace for a year. I paid for like a year subscription. I didn't use it one time. Dude.
Yeah.
I put it on the home screen right next to like the text bubble thing.
Yeah. No, but it's fully
it.
a habit that you got to build 100%. You just got to go like, hey, I need to sit the fuck. And you know what happened for me? It was more like, because a lot of the time what happens is I think we go through like streaks where like you have a panic attack. Oh, where's that app that I need? And that's great, but that's too late. So like
that's how I was feeling today. I was like so stressed. I was like, I should really use that app. And I realized it expired and I never even used it the whole time I had a year subscription.
Well, and that's the thing. I feel like when you do that, like sure, in the moment it might help calm you down, but like what makes a difference is over time, every day doing a little bit so that your overall like anxiety or energy levels is not like through the roof in a way that's uncontrollable. And that's when I feel you really start seeing the benefits. That's why I love the sauna. Like I feel like I'm in the sauna. I can stay there for so long.
The sauna is my favorite place to shut down. Like an hour in the sauna is a win, dude.
I'll tell you what though, I could write, maybe I will one day, like a TV show about like, as much as I love it and I can be there for so long for the mindfulness benefits, but also for I feel like there's a weird competitive thing that I start feeling like when like I walk in and I'm alone, and then 15 minutes later someone walks in, but I know that I can stay longer than they did. You know what I mean? Like it's so random, but like I get so competitive.
Real, though.
I'm like, welcome to hell, buddy.
Dude.
Like, you know, like
I've already been here.
like literally. But what pisses me off, and nothing gets under my skin more, I go to the sauna at the climbing gym I go to a lot, and then there's always so many different archetypes of like sauna people.
Yeah.
There's always a guy that like, the other day it happened, I was already in for 10 minutes, someone walks in and you can clearly see my legs are in the lotus position, I'm like peacefully meditating, this motherfucker walks in and then he sits down, he's not hot yet, and he sits down and he just goes, shut up!
Yeah.
Shut up! Like literally just sit down and then get yourself to the point where you're actually hot. Like I don't need to hear all the like. So that gets to me, as you can tell. And then there's also like, there's always like these group of friends that walk in. There'll always be a guy that's like, it's not really hot. Is it working? What is happening? How do you turn it?
Yeah.
And then there's always a guy on the side. Do you guys mind if I put a little mint in there? Like there's just so many like fucking like.
Where Crunch has always had that one old dude in a towel with his legs open who just wanted to talk to you. You're like trying so hard to avoid eye contact. You work out. I'm like, dude, I can't talk to you when your legs are open. And he's just like, yeah, what do you do for your chest? It's like, dude, put your towel on, bro.
Yeah, like please, your balls are out. I'm sorry.
I can't have a conversation.
I'd love to talk about training, but your balls are like hanging from the fucking wooden bench. Or like there's always someone with like their fucking socks in, or like listening to like a fucking like meditation video like so loud that I'm at that point where I'm like, well, am I supposed to listen to it too? Like anyway.
It's challenging to go to like a bigger gym and use a sauna. It's so nice to go to a smaller space, or like, you know, so my friend owns the Burbank Infrared Sauna in Burbank. It's just you. It's like 35 minutes hot.
I love it.
And it's you by yourself. It's the best.
Well, also because it forces you to literally just focus on your breathing, because that's the only thing that's going to get you through it.
Dude, I just realized that I even cheat in the sauna. I listen to music in there too. I don't even go in the sauna for 35 minutes alone. I put my headphones in and I put my phone out so it doesn't overheat, and I listen to music.
Try it. Literally just you and your thoughts for like 30 minutes is crazy. 30 minutes is a lot, maybe 20 minutes, but like, but yeah, so anyway, so all that to kind of pivot and bring it back around to the thing we said we were going to address today on the podcast, which was, I think, do you train your mind as much as you train your body? How do you feel about that?
No.
And that was the Warrior Pod podcast.
I used to be really good at the balance of both. When I was listening to Tim Ferriss and like a lot of those guys, and I was reading a book a week, and, you know, like a podcast or two a day. Right now, no. I'm training my body way more than my mind. I mean, I'm in therapy, so that is helping my mind.
That definitely counts.
But that's 1 hour out of 168 hours in a week. So
well, I think where it gets humbling is if, you know, for people like us that like train a lot, if you put the amount of hours in a week where you've trained your body versus your mind, it's like, how does that compare?
Yeah, minimum 3 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah, and it almost reminds me of like this training principle, which I'm sure you're familiar with too, is like most guys want to train chest. That's not an issue, you know, like you can get them to do 3 chest days, but your back, a lot of guys are lacking in the back. Why? Because that's not the first thing that comes to mind. That's not the thing you see. That's not the thing people see or look at when you're like at the beach. And so the problem with that is that your back is your foundation. Everybody knows you can't have a strong bench if you don't have a strong back that you can rely on. So that's, to me, similar with like this sort of like disparity between training the body or the mind. Like your mind is the foundation. So how strong can your body really get if your mind is lacking? Yeah.
And if your mind isn't right, you do feel it in your workouts. 100%. I had that workout today, like because I'm so stressed right now. I went in, I was there for 2 hours. I think I did 4 exercises probably. They just weren't there. Like I just, and it was chest and back, which is my favorite day.
Right.
Because I like training the two together so much. And I just couldn't get my body out of my mind, I guess. Like my mind was just overpowering the situation.
Sometimes I have the opposite problem too, where like because I'm struggling, I go through a workout and I'm like, oh fuck, my shoulder's acting up today. I probably should lay off or this or that. But I need that workout so bad as an outlet to let things out that I will push through regardless. Yeah. When really, if I had my mind sharp on that day, I would be able to go, okay, today is not the day where I should be playing with like sharp objects, so to speak. Right. I should just put them down and walk away from it. But instead, I will destroy my body almost purposefully so that I can forget for like an hour. You
it's
know
like
what I mean?
That self-flagellation thing the Catholics would do. It's a real thing to be like, my shoulder doesn't feel great. I should totally PR bench today. It's like, no, dude, you can't even move. You couldn't put your shirt on this morning. Like, I'm like, but you go for that 315 bench. Yeah. This is me specifically.
Yeah. I was going to say, you said it. I
can't move my arm, and then I put the shirt on. I'm like, I'm going to bench today.
It's a 315.
And my wife is looking at me like, dude, you were complaining the whole night. Your like arm hurt in your sleep. I couldn't get comfortable. You're going to go bench. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
that's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's the opposite of what you need, but it's what you end up doing.
Well, I think it's because it is, I think what it comes down to is short-term reward versus long-term reward. When you're in pain, very often, like you want to put a Band-Aid on, right? You want to find the like easier, like right now, like, I could have done meditation to like get better. Right. Or I could just buy this. It tastes delicious. I feel great right away when I have it. And the only downfall though is that later on I feel like crap. And I feel like, it comes down to self-love a little bit, where it's like, well, you can't always be doing that, because long term, like you're really kind of like abandoning yourself a little bit if you just keep going for like the easy way out. So
yeah, it's taking the easy way out, thinking it's the hard way too, right? Like your brain is telling you the hard way is the workout. I'm going to push through and grind. Like I'm going to do it. But to your point, it is the easy way.
Yeah, well, because I think like, and especially in LA, like the grind is glorified so much that when it feels hard and when it feels like the thing you see people do online, it feels like it's the right thing to do. But it's less common to see people go, well, you know what, today I had a really hard day. so I took 10 minutes and I meditated. Like nobody watches this video. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true. No, for sure.
and yet,
right.
you could argue that requires more bravery.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the moment where you really don't want to fucking do that, that's probably when
Way
you need
harder.
to do it the most. Yeah, 100%. It's like this weird thing about, like, you know, I always say that, like, I think that fear, unless you're in real danger, obviously there's a point to fear, but very often I think fear is actually for me a compass.
Yeah.
A compass in life to, like, direct me towards what I should probably be doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and sometimes it doesn't always look like fear. Sometimes it just looks like this thing I can dismiss. Like, you know, I've had a long day. I could probably meditate tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's probably right exactly about the time I need to do it the most.
So what do you do personally for mental training? If we both work out a ton, obviously, but what's the mental things that you go to?
I kind of go through phases. And I think what I've realized is that if I have a bunch of, it's a terrible analogy, but like weapons that I have in front of me that I know I can use, then I give myself the choice of going, okay, out of all these, let's call them remedies instead, that I could go to, which one do I feel the less resistance about going towards right now? So for example, I know that like what really helps me with my mental health is journaling. I know that on days where I don't want to journal or it feels particularly hard to journal, I have meditation. On days where meditation feels really challenging, well, I'll have, you know, Wim Hof breathing, or I'll have, you know, if all this still feels too challenging, going on a walk.
Yeah.
And like very often, once I have these remedies in front of me that aren't working out, that aren't to do with something really physical, then at least I have an option that's not as violent as going, well, you have to meditate, because that also doesn't help, right? So to just be able to kind of go, well, today is a journaling day, or today, well, okay, let's just breathe, because I feel like I don't have the brain capacity to like lay my emotions down and all that stuff. So I think that's been the secret for me. It's like if you want to become good at something, or something is good for you but you don't always do it, is to make it easy for you to access that thing or to get it done throughout the day. But yeah, that's a long way to answer the question, but meditation, journaling, going for walks, and talking with friends.
I love the walking and talking with friends.
Yeah.
We have mutual friends that do that very consistently. I know it's something that you do too.
Yeah.
I think you're outside, fresh air. Typically when we do it, we're not on our phones with each other. We're just talking and walking. We're not taking pictures for Instagram or whatever. We have friends that do it that I love doing it with, because they'll go for a while.
Yeah.
Too, where it's like, man, we just went how many miles and we're going to walk back? But you don't even realize how good you feel until after. Like, man, no screens, dude, nothing. We just had a great talk about anything. There's no agenda to cover.
Well, I just like, you know, and this is maybe a deeper conversation, but I just feel like that's because it's what we're meant to do as humans. And like, you know, we live in this weird, like, you know, era where we're supposed to be more connected than ever, I guess, with social media and all these apps that we have at our fingertips. But like realistically, like most kids, especially the newer generation, don't even fucking know how to talk to someone.
Yeah.
They don't know how to like talk with a girl or initiate a conversation without having anxiety around it. And so I feel like when you do these things, it's almost like you're unplugging all of the things, and then you can kind of recharge. Like it sounds so simple, but it's
a perfect way to say you're unplugging. Yeah, you're unplugging from the matrix a little bit. Like
100%.
And we're social creatures, or social animals, right? That's like the psychological term. We're social animals, and also we need to be outside. I'm a big believer in like being outside.
Yeah.
I don't practice that as much as I preach it to people.
Well, you got to make time for it.
You have to make time. On the end of our street is a bike path that goes through the entire city.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. We live on the Chandler bike path, like right 4 houses away from it. I have walked on it, I don't know, 3 times since we lived in our house, dude. It's right there. You can see it every time you walk outside. And when I do look at it, I'm shocked at how many people I see. I mean, any time of day, night, day, morning, running, walking, biking, talking, walking dogs. Like our friend Rob will do like 6 miles a day on the bike path.
Yeah.
He'll call friends or family, or he'll just walk his dogs and talk to strangers. And I'm like, man, that has to be so good for you.
100%. Yeah, but even then, like just now what you're saying, like, and not to say that there's anything wrong with, you know, going on a walk and like calling your friends as you do it. I do it all the time. But that's also like another way sometimes that it's one thing if it's for productivity purposes, but can you maybe not pull out the phone the whole walk? Can you just walk?
No headphones?
Like,
Dude,
yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. That's pretty, but it's really powerful. It's like, it's this weird thing where like, it doesn't take much to accomplish a lot.
It's true.
But yeah, how do we wrap this up and make it helpful, not just for ourselves, but for people listening as well?
I think it'd be good for people to either share things that they do, because that's the best way to learn. It's like,
100%.
What are you doing that we could also look into? Whether it's Wim Hof breathing, cold plunges, sauna, whatever is working for your reading. One thing for me is audiobooks. Like when I really want to chill, I love listening to an audiobook, like just to relax, nothing else going on. But if you could share that with us, I think it'd be helpful.
Yeah, and also like I think one maybe helpful thing that if you can get one thing out of this podcast today is like remember to check in with yourself. I feel like we live in a culture where like it always baffles me whenever you walk into like a store here. Like people are like, hey, how's it going? Nobody answers.
No.
There's never an answer because like people aren't actually fucking asking.
No, dude.
So like if that's not even something that you genuinely do with people, like think about the amount of time where you actually ask yourself. Like this sounds so simple, but when was the last time you asked yourself, how am I doing today? Not in a like, oh, I can carry on. No, in a way that like, okay, it's been rough. Like, how am I actually feeling? How am I handling my life? And like that very often I feel like is the beginning of the journey, because that will show you where you can go from there, as opposed to just mindlessly on autopilot, like carrying on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's
Sweet.
us.
That's it.
Amazing.
Good wrap.
Do I have a quote for today? Let me see. I think I do. The quote was, okay. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. Seneca. The fuck does bewailing mean?
Legit, in my head was like, huh.
I love the fact that if I hadn't pointed it out, we would all have been like, oh, dude, fucking...
Dude, don't bewail, bro.
Dude, but bewailing is the worst, dude. Fucking...
What does bewail mean?
Leaving this podcast journaling. Dear journal, I'm sorry I've been bewailing so much. Help us out, Ryan.
Regret, disappointment, or bitterness. That's this one.
Wait, say again?
Regret, bitterness?
Express great regret, disappointment, or bitterness over something.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like ruminating. Kinda. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. Oh, I get it. It's like kind of like seeing the bright side of things, or like making fun of your issues.
Yeah, don't take things too seriously.
Which I feel is exactly what we just did right now.
That's this podcast, guys.
Can you imagine? Because the other alternative would have been like, man, this podcast sucked. I didn't even know what bewailing meant. Anyway, that's us.
All right, guys. Check us out. Comments, likes, share. Josh.
Cash. See you
See you
next
guys
time.
next time.